Hello and welcome to your reading. So happy Valentine's Day if you're watching this as I record it. This is the 14th of February 2022. But if you have stumbled upon this at a later date, all my readings are timeless. So if you do come across this, there'll be messages here for you. So all you need to do is pick pile 1, 2, 3 or 4. The timestamps are below so you can quickly flick to which message is relevant for you. Some of them are for singles and some of them are for couples. So choose accordingly. And keep in mind, it is a general reading, so I am reading for multiple people who are going to visit this channel. So things may be very relevant to you, some may be semi-relevant, some things may not be relevant till the future, and some things may not be meant for you at all. So anything that doesn't resonate, let go, and anything that does, that is your sign for the day. So if you're ready, let's jump into it. Okay, if you picked pile number 1, your messages are compassion. So you did choose this because you're single. So this is having compassion for self and more empathy for yourself as well. So there could be an energy around you that you're actually possibly giving yourself a hard time. So this could be like self-critical, maybe, feeling like you're not really where you should be in life, that you haven't progressed in terms of the years and where you should be, at this point in time. And that could make sense because if you are single, you might be thinking society-wise, I shouldn't be single at this age, or, whatever that is for you. But at the end of the day, you do you. Like, you're actually single for a reason right now. It could have been that you've just had a breakup. It could have been that you're healing from even a past love that was a long time ago as well. Whatever it is, I feel it's actually definitely a time for you to really release and to move through something and to find and reconnect with that compassionate side as well. The words here are caring, empathy, acceptance, and gentleness. So even accepting where you are at this point in life. Now, when it says you do you, on the opposite side it says stop trying to change people. That shit never works. So that's interesting. You could be trying to change another person, or maybe you have feelings towards another person and they're not sort of, reciprocating, or there's something about the situation that you really want to change. So obviously you want to have like a connection with this person. But this could also be about yourself. Like, there could be certain things that you want to change about yourself, but there are certain things that are actually your gift and you might see them as your curse, but really embracing them. So instead trying to change everything around you, really accept what is, because we do have the acceptance card, which is the compassionate card as well. And once you really sink into that feeling, you're going to have, it's almost like you can start from that confident place, bringing in all your tools and all your skills and all the things that make you up. And that's really attractive, when you really stand in your power. And, we all have different things about ourselves that we wish to change. But if you can really focus on all the good that you have and all of your good qualities, you really are going to start to attract people towards you. So you've also got your not being heard. So potentially in past relationships, you may have felt like you weren't being heard. And maybe that's why it ended as well. Maybe it was very one-sided. Maybe you're a very compassionate listener as well, because we did have that compassionate empathy on this card. So it's like you've given so much of your heart, but you never really felt like it was reciprocated. So there's a Gemini energy here. So whether you're a Gemini or you have Gemini in your chart, or if your past relationships have been Gemini, or even if someone that you're attracted to at the moment could be Gemini as well. Either way, it's all about being social. It's all about coming together, two halves of a whole as well. So this could be soulmate energy, seeking your soulmate. But I also see higher self energy with your human self. So really merging the two qualities of you to be that complete person. The cliche is you complete me, in the movies, but really we complete ourselves. So, and there's mischievous is written on the back here. So like finding that spontaneity, that cheekiness, bringing that energy back that you would have had as your inner child. So that energy wants to come through as well. And that could also link to not being heard, that when you were a child, you were quite cheeky and fun and playful, and it wasn't really well received by the people around you. It wasn't as harnessed as your soul family would see those attributes in you as more of a blessing. So we also have the author card. So this is all about not only writing, but people seeing your writing, because there's two different cards. One is writer and one is author. So writer could mean journaling, it could be anything that writing would be, right? But author is literally published, and there's something in your story that would actually help a lot of other people as well. And it could even be connected to this "you're not being heard" card. So something from childhood, it could be a biography, it could be an experience that you had in your life, or it could even be fiction, but you're writing your experience through fictional characters as well. Either way, you do you embrace it. If you're concerned about what people think, if you're concerned about how people that you might write about might be portrayed, you do you. You know, if the people that did the behavior in the first place had a little bit more compassion towards you, they would have acted that way. So it's like, it's not that you're betraying them, and it's not that you're punishing them. You could use different names as well if you're concerned, but it is about getting your story out there. So look, that might mean something to you now, but it could be futuristic. You might be thinking, I don't want to write a book, I have no creative drive whatsoever as a writer. Anything can spring from nowhere. Like suddenly you may have never painted in your life, and then you get one of those paint by numbers, sets, and you start to learn, and all of a sudden you realize you actually quite have a passion for it. So things can evolve from anywhere if that's in your life purpose chart. So you're also going to have something occur in your home, because we've got a blessing for your home. The angels have heard your invitation to be present in and around your home. They're about to bestow a blessing of love on your occupants and your home. So that's really interesting. The fact that it even says love as well. So this could represent moving in with a future soulmate as well. But it could also be, in the meantime, just finding more love and happiness in your home. So that could be literally moving, that could be renovating, that could be redecorating. There's so much to be said about even shifting furniture, redecorating. If you can't physically move home, it's sort of like that change, that refresh, that rebirth that would really help you at this time. So in terms of a partner coming your way, this could relate to someone that you know right now. This could be futuristic, like you've never met them. Your energy in this dynamic is participation. So that's everyone putting their hands in. It's all about teamwork. It's all coming together. And I feel like you are that person in a relationship. Like I was saying before, when we had the "you're not being heard" card, I feel like you put in everything when it comes to a relationship. You're a very loyal person. You could also be an earth sign. I know we had Gemini before, but Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, because they're quite loyal by nature as well. And they're all about the home and the groundedness and creating a sanctuary and that sort of energy. So you could also be Cancer though, because Cancer, they do love the home, and they do love that soulmate energy, and they're always very they always put themselves last, and put the other person first in a way. I mean, that's a generalization. I don't mean to do that, but the Cancers that I know, and if you have it in your chart as well, there's definitely that empathy that they feel. They know what it feels like to be, left behind, so they wouldn't want another person to. So the energy of your future partner, or a person that you're possibly, thinking about and have feelings for, is suppression. So if you are finding that things aren't moving forward in this dynamic, or you're not sure where you stand, this person is heavily going through something that they can't face right now. So if you think about it, look at your energy. You're just there, you're ready to dive right in. You've got your hands in the pie there, you want to, all guns blazing, but this person here is all literally tied up in knots. They're in darkness, their heads in the clouds, they're not sure how to move forward. So my recommendation is, this isn't a focus for you right now. So as I said, if this is a person you know, or if it's a person you've never met, this is future energy of someone. So this is the kind of where they're sitting right now. And that would mean the reason that you are single is because you haven't met that person, because they're going through their own stuff, right? The two of you together though, right, at one point, there is going to be harmony. This is the ordinariness card. Now, this is like the simple life. So someone that literally lives in nature, and they just spend their days picking flowers and singing with the birds, just really going back to basics. It reminds me of like off-grid living. It reminds me of like lack of technology. It's just really enjoying even the simple moments with a partner as well. It's not all about like travel and jumping out of planes and all of this stuff. I mean, that's all great, but this energy here is that real homeliness, which is why I keep sort of feeling Cancer energy, or Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, just that really wanting to just be at home, Then we've got the compromise card. So this is sort of what's needed for a resolution is compromise, and that's all about balance. And that makes a lot of sense because here you are ready and willing to dive in, and this person is not. So it's almost like you have to wait for the right dynamic. It's like if you feel this energy with a person, it's not for you, at least not at this time. And it's sort of like you've got to find your own happiness, your own simple life. And again, just like focusing on your passions, whether it is writing, whether it's even journaling as well, to get your feelings out about your past relationships and really doing a deep dive into, you know, how many times have you let other people go first, and how many times have you put your needs on the back burner. So I'm feeling a lot of compassion towards pile number 1. Literally the compassion card as well. I really feel a lot of sadness in a way, because it's just been a long haul. Like this has been far enough that you put yourself first, but in a good way. I really do feel the tables are turning, and this blessing for your home is interesting as well. I think that's going to give you the refresh, the rebirth that you need. You might be feeling in a bit of a rut anyway at the moment, so anything you can do to uplift your environment is the best advice moving forward so far. So I hope that helped. If you would like more readings, feel free to subscribe, because I will be doing more of these in future, but hopefully that helped you for now. Okay, so if you chose pile number 2, let's move into pile number 2. So this is for a couple. So you've obviously chosen this because you're in a couple. Now, a couple can mean physically together, you know, marriage, roommate, well, not roommate, but marriage, living together, boyfriend, girlfriend, 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 boyfriend, boyfriend, right? Any sort of united front, or it could be a couple that might even be on the out. So it's like you're not so much like divorced or separated, but you might be having some complications. So either way, I'll leave it up to you whether you've chosen this pile. You're obviously in some sort of connection with a person. So the first card we have is base chakra. So this is heavily on the masculine. So whoever in the relationship is driving from the masculine, this is a dominant energy. So this well could be, if you are a woman, you could still be driving from the masculine, and, you know, almost like that's sort of leading your life. Now, when we drive from the masculine, we're concerned about money and finances, our home, security, fear of the future as well, and wanting to have like a foundation, you know. When we're in our feminine, it's flowy, it's creative, we have trust, we have full, you know, we're back connected to our inner child, and everything sort of flows accordingly. So who is this person? Is this you? Is this your partner? Someone here is acting from the masculine, and it could be causing a little bit of just sort of like uncertainty, fear, and a lot of the time when we are concerned about the future, we're really not present in the moment. So that's an energy that could be going on for you at the moment, for either you or your partner. It also says an ex involved. Now, I don't want this to frighten you. This could literally just be lingering energy of someone that might be still involved and looking from afar as well, like whether it's your ex or their ex, but they're sort of like watching your social media. They're not so much, they haven't so much moved on in some way. This could be that you're with a new partner and that partner has kids and the ex is still involved because, you know, the other parent of the kids is still involved. Like, there's many different ways that an ex can be involved, so I'll leave that up to you. But it's not always bad. It's almost like just like a lingering energy that needs to be tied up. So it's like whether it's up to them to tie it up or you, it's sort of, and it doesn't even mean that that person needs to dissipate forever. It's more about just like the energy lingering in the current relationship. There's clearly something that's sort of coming up for a reason. We have infinite abundance, so that's interesting because we had base chakra, which is all about finances, but you're being shown here that you actually have infinite abundance. As long as you follow your purpose, as long as you follow what you're here to do and what brings you joy, you will be provided for. So if you are concerned, there is no need to be concerned. And we also have the full circle card, which is basically saying the angels acknowledge and applaud the wonderful effort that you've put in. You're transforming from an ordinary human to a spiritual being. So this is showing me that you have done the work. You've done the work in yourself, but also in this relationship as well. It's like, it's not your first rodeo. It's not your first relationship. You've gone through a lot of lessons and life lessons, and you've got to this point. So congratulations, first of all. There's also Taurus energy, so whether it's you or whether it's your partner, this is an earth sign, so it could also be Capricorn, Virgo. But this is all about the home as well, and this groundedness. We've got honesty here, very loyal Taurians are, and they're ambitious as well, they get things done. And that coupled with the base chakra makes me feel like the Taurian is probably the one that's driven by the masculine there. So the only energy there that I'm feeling is that if that is detracting from living in the present, that is just something to consider as well. Someone might also be on some like crazy crash diet or something, because we've got step away from the crazy making diet for a second. Kale and spirulina taste like ass. Then it says, eat some yummy shit, bacon, chocolate, beer, go get some. So that could be a message for you. That could be a message for your partner. Maybe it's like treat yourself. You might be both like gym junkies or something. Or maybe you're not at all. Maybe you're having too much beer, too much pizza, and too much chocolate, and it's telling you to literally the opposite of that message. Maybe have some spirulina and some kale, whatever that means to you. But if you think about it, it's almost like diets can be a form of an addiction, and it can be whether or not we're overeating or undereating or whatever it is. I feel like it's just picking up on someone's diet at the moment, because we've also got this infinite abundance card, which has a lot of these fruits and vegetables. So it could be alluding to changing your diet, or just in some way, what does that message mean to you? There's some sort of message there that there's maybe some disharmony in the way that you might consume foods, or your partner as well. That's going to help them, or you. Okay, so your energy in this relationship is the Master reversed. So if the Master was upright, that would show me that you're really in tune, you're mastering, sort of self-mastery, you're mastering everything, go-getter, everything's fantastic. Now, not to say that you're not, like obviously you've gone through you're coming out through this full circle moment, you've gone through the ringer essentially in your past. This could allude to a mentor as well. You might be really stuck. You might have gotten to this point where you're like, I know I've achieved a lot and I know I'm like on the path, but like where to now? If you are feeling like you're not really sure what to do from this point onwards, I really feel looking into, this could be a course, this could be a mentor, this could be, if there's some, like say if you were thinking about starting a new business or changing jobs or wanted to be promoted, or was looking for that next level, who could you engage with that is going to help with that? And that could literally even just be following someone online that you admire, someone that is where you want to be in the next 2 years or something, that kind of energy. And in the relationship, it is showing me that you might not be able to feel like you've got the reins as well, because it was upside down. So you're not sort of like on top of it. Their energy, your partner's energy, is politics. So this is, they're going through something themselves that's quite heavy. So we've got the smiling face here and the snake beneath. So I don't want you to freak out too much. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're being like two-faced or malicious, or, as we've seen with a lot of politicians, they say all the things we want to hear, but really none of it's true. Like that could be an energy for certain people listening to this. But when I see this card, especially combined with infinite abundance, full circle, and totality, which I'm yet to get to, I feel like it's just showing you where there's some residual energy lying in your partner that does need to be cleared. And I feel that it's more about them not facing their true selves. So sometimes when we put on a false mask, it's because we can't even like face certain parts of ourselves. So deception is not always malicious. Deception can be like, I'm just going to put forward this version of myself because it's all I can handle. So I feel like there's quite a bit of work for your partner to do to really deep dive into the psyche behind why do they need to put this false mask on. But the two of you together is the totality card, which also was reversed, which shows me that there's still quite a long journey ahead for you guys. Like there's definitely potential and there's definitely positive energy in this connection, but it's sort of like I already feel the weight of, you might be feeling this already, of just like, oh, is it ever going to get better? This sluggish energy. It's like, I think I'm meant to be here, but am I? That kind of thing. Slow and steady wins the race. I think keep going. This is like the trapeze, so like every person hangs on or lets go at the exact right time. It's kind of like all your ducks in a row card. It was reversed, so I feel like the timing for this is in the future. So it's like, keep doing what you can do, like find your happiness and try and resolve this kind of lingering energy, you know, this ex involved, which actually could relate to the politics. Maybe the politics that your partner is struggling with is like this baggage or this ex or something. Some sort of situation that is weighing heavily on their minds. And then the overall inside of your connection is consciousness. So that is coming back to your third eye, your consciousness, your connection to the divine. If both of you can really sink into that energy, there is promise here. If you're both willing to do the work, this is where you can really connect. You have a soul connection. It was divine. You were meant to meet on this planet and you were meant to have the experience that you're having. Whether or not what the future holds for you, though, is unknown, because it takes two to tango. It takes two to really seep into this consciousness. But the message is to keep going. Slow and steady wins the race. As I said, you've got a lot of promising cards, infinite abundance and full circle. But the only thing you can really focus on is yourself. You can't do anyone else's work, and I feel like your partner has a little bit of work to be doing on the side, but you focus on you in the meantime. Okay, so if you chose pile number 3, you are a single. So let's see what we have. What message have we got for you? Okay, so we've got forgiveness, card number 23, beautiful with the rainbow in the background. And it says letting go, healing, growth, and compassion. Then we've got practice self-love. What a beautiful card to have for a single as well. So the energy I feel here already is that there is some past hurt that you've had in your life. You've opened your heart up to possibly multiple situations where it actually hasn't worked out in your favor. And it's definitely caused you to almost like close off a bit. It's like you're not really, you might actually be quite happy being single. You might be like pretty content. Like, because if you look at this lady, she's just like living large, right? With her dandelion. And, you know, dandelion represents like love as well. Because when you blow, I think that's, oh no, that's daisies. You know, when you love me not, love you not. But this, you can make a wish on a dandelion, which could also represent love as well. So practicing self-love, that was upright. So it does show me that you're actually quite content. We have the artist card. It was reversed. So the energy is to throw yourself into your art. What are you passionate about? What drives you? This could be singing, cooking, dancing, painting, writing, acting. You know, what did you love doing as a child? Can you bring that back? Is there something that you can reignite? You might already be doing it, but there might be more levels to it. It might be like something that you might be dabbling in, but you can take it further is the message. So we've got invite a miracle. The angels love receiving invitations to be part of your life. Ask and you shall receive. So if you were seeking a soulmate, which I kind of feel if you are looking at this video, you've at least got some curiosity about your love life, right? So if you are thinking, where is my soulmate? Is it coming? You know, I would love to know. Ask and you shall receive. And what I mean by that is ask your angels, ask your divine team. And you've got laugh here. So it's asking you where your sense of humor is. Has it gone? Do you feel like you just haven't had a good laugh lately? If so, do what you can to sort of like kickstart that. Like, it could be that you put on some stand-up instead of watching a drama tonight. Like, watch some stand-up comedy. Watch a show that you used to love as a child too, like sort of like that childlike energy, and really bring back that, you know, like life is not to be taken seriously. And I feel like in the past couple of years, obviously, we've all been given quite the culture shock. So it's like, where can you bring back that fun? Then we've got the waxing gibbous moon. So this is all about being patient with your progress as well, and to embrace changes and to stay focused and remain hopeful. So that's the same message where I feel like slow and steady, you know, you are single for a reason, things are going to unfold, and patience will be rewarded, and to remain hopeful, because, you know, this woman here is very hopeful. The rainbow's in the background, she's got her dandelion there. I really do feel having that faith, and also refining what you want. Like with this miracle card, really, I know it can sound a little bit cliched, but like writing out what you seek, like what are the attributes in a partner that you would like to bring into your life, you know? I've done this before where I've written 50 qualities of who I would like to seek in a partner. And it's incredible what could happen, you know, and you write it all down and then you realize, you know, someone in your actual life that you actually see day to day fits those qualities, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, I just manifested that out of thin air. So anything is possible. Your energy towards your future love, though, oh wow, I don't look at these cards before I do these readings, so I get the nice surprise as we go along. Okay, so your energy in this relationship, this is your future soulmate that I'm tuning into, is past life energy. So this is showing me that not only have you had a past life with the person that you'll be connecting with, you're like your next romantic love, but yeah, you've had a karmic bond, you've had a past life, you're here to meet up again, but this also represents patterns in your life. So a lot of your relationships, you might have noticed similar things have happened. So maybe you've been the giver and they've been the taker, or they've been narcissistic and you've been the empathetic one, or they've always broken up with you, or you've always broken up with them out of fear. Like whatever that pattern is that keeps repeating itself, I feel that that's coming to a close because their energy is rebirth and yours is past life. So I feel like it's a pattern that's about to break. So they're going through a similar situation to you where everything that they had experienced prior is now about to flip. So it's like the balance of scales. So this one here, it's sort of like moving from, this is the sleepy camel, moving into the roaring lion, and then back to the innocent child. So I feel like they're going through an upheaval in their life. You may know them already, or you may not have met them yet, but they're definitely in their stuff, as you are as well. Like you're not really in like much darkness or anything. They might be in a bit of heavy energy, but I feel like once you both come out together, the two of you together is a traveling card. So that's movement, that's mindset changes, that's discovery, that's obviously travel as well. Could be even moving house, moving cities, just sort of going places and feeling like your life is moving forward. So if you do feel stuck and stagnant at the moment, know that that movement is coming, and it's just all about timing and patience and progress. Then the overall insight to your relationship is the Rebel card. So this makes me feel like they're actually going to be quite different to your usual type, and quite different to your exes as well. This could be quite a unique person that you're like, wow, I just never would have thought I would have feelings for you, but it makes sense. This could also be your nature deep down, like the rebel within, and their energy, the rebel within as well. So it's like breaking the chains of conditioning. Maybe you see society as it stands and the whole global situation as like this really confining, negative, like you don't want to live like this, like you'd rather live off grid, or you'd rather have your own autonomy, and you don't really want to be involved in, you know, the business side of things and the money making and, you know, all the dark sides of how society works. Maybe you do want to do things differently. Maybe you're here to change the world as well. Like that's what the rebel energy is. We can't really make change unless we really do things differently. You might just also have that flair where you're a little bit alternate and a little bit unique, and you see the world differently, and you might have even sort of psychic gifts yourself, like this sort of like energy of you don't fit the norm in some way, like a bit of an outsider, but it's all for your benefit. So your partner's also going to have those attributes, which is interesting because sometimes it happens that way where both of you do, but other times it's like the dreamer meets the realist. So only one of them is really rebellious, but they help the other one along the way. But then the benefit of the other one is that they're very grounded and they can do the practical things and get things sorted. So it's like the perfect balance. But I feel like you're both really going to go places, and then you're going to travel together as well, and you're going to create quite a dramatic change in your connection. Power couple, that's what I'm hearing. So it's almost like the two of you coming together, which is making so much sense with this past life card, is like fireworks. Like you are amazing on your own and so are they, but together it's like tenfold. And I know you could say that for like every couple, but not really. Like I think two people who are amazing together can come together and live their lives together and fantastic, but I feel the two of you coming together is almost just like I'm hearing 10 times as much. Like I really do feel the two of you actually have a combined mission, which is the rebel energy as well. I'm getting very excited about this deck. So pile number 3, whoever you are, and it's probably multiple people, obviously, this is really exciting. And the overall insight is the dream card. Now, usually when I see this is over romanticizing a situation, because you've got this girl here, she's in her rags, sort of like a Cinderella character, and she's like waiting for her prince to come along, and she's just like, woe is me, where is my prince? And it's very like, usually when I'd see this, my response would be, you can't be focused on this energy, like, and also what you're actually going to be attracting is far different to what you think, you know, like, forget the Hollywood movies, forget the TV shows, like, this is unrealistic. And I don't mean that in a negative way, I just mean like this is counterproductive. Like, if you really focus back on, you know, your self-love and your artistry and everything that you're here to do, you know, that's when you're going to meet this person who's going to match your rebellious energy, but you're not going to find that person sitting around waiting for them. So that's the energy here, is that don't give up on the dream, but don't let it be your number one focus, if that makes sense, because you, at the end of the day, will always be your number one focus. So that's all I have for you, pile number 3. I hope that helped. Feel free to subscribe if it did, if it resonated, as I'll be back with some more videos in future. Okay, so if you chose pile number 4, let's see what you got today. Okay, first card we have for you is creativity. This is the throat chakra as well, so this could be singing. Maybe you're really good with your voice. Maybe you've been told that you'd make a good speaker. Maybe you're terrified about public speaking or even the thought of it, but that sometimes when we're very fearful of something, it's actually part of our purpose. So you've definitely got a gift when it comes to expressing yourselves, whether or not you've done it or not, you know. So I feel this message is to definitely, wherever you can, express yourself creatively, especially in the vocal arena. So be patient, right? So basically, patience is required here. So I'm feeling this energy of like, slow and steady wins the race. And I also feel like there might be a situation in your life where you've got someone that you're currently engaging with, and they're almost like taking away from, like, I'm feeling this energy of like, there's you, right? But then there's you with this person, and suddenly it's all a bit murky and a bit unknown. So stay with me as I move through this. So we've got the writing card here. So this is your ability to write and journal. And again, as I was saying before, creativity, self-expression. So this could be you through not so much your voice, but your voice through your words. So it's really encouraging you to get clear on your inner thoughts, because maybe you in this relationship, because this is a couple's pile, maybe this energy is really rocking you from following your dreams. And this can happen so often when we're in a couple dynamic. It's like the love, the connection, the fanfare of the other person. We start to even like emulate the person, like we start to even speak like them, and like, especially if you're an empathic person and highly sensitive, you can sort of like meld to another person's energy as well. So even going to sleep next to someone for an empathic or highly sensitive person, it's very difficult to sort of like retain your energy. So there could be some practices that you could do to help shield yourself as well. So you could do a Google search about that, like, how can I protect my energy? Because it's like, it doesn't matter who you're engaging with and how good or positive or high vibrational they are, it's still what I feel in a general sense is someone that you're involved with is really sort of rocking your energy in a way. So we've also got the waning crescent moon, which is all about rest and recuperate, surrender yourself to the universe and go with the flow. And we've even got the keywords that are closure, pause, and acceptance. So I'm really getting an energy with this person, and I never like to give readings where I'm like, oh gosh, this is not the relationship for you, you should leave. Never listen to a reader in terms of giving you actual instructions to do anything. And I'm not saying that, I'm sort of just giving you all of this, these words that come up for you then to make that assumption at the end of the day. Does this feel like this message is for me? Does it resonate? Was it already what I was thinking? And this is just my validation, because we have the answer is no card. So I'm really getting like a line in the sand here. So as I said, like, because this card here, the waning crescent moon, talks about closure, this could potentially be that you might be getting to the end of the line in a relationship, or it could be that it just needs a really heavy change. You know, it's almost like line in the sand, your energy is being affected. How can we now, get you into a place where you can be potentially still in this dynamic, but still having your energy unaffected, you know? And like I said, that can be through your creativity and speaking up to this person as well, like expressing your needs, expressing your wants. This could actually be quite the gift that you really need to turn this relationship around as well. We've also got, have you eaten? You're acting like a big ass baby. You need food in your belly, eat a taco. So now this might mean something to you. This could be the other person as well. Maybe someone in the relationships gets really cranky when they haven't eaten. And a lot of the time when we are really, even with ourselves, when we get frustrated, I'll notice it some days that I'm like, I'll be angry or frustrated or anxious or whatever. I'll have my lunch and then feel completely different. So it's like maybe someone, you or your partner has some sort of issue with, I think it's called is it like high blood pressure? No. I forget the term, but it's like when you need food to regulate your body. You probably know exactly what I'm saying. I can't believe I'm not remembering it, but like blood, not, I can't remember, but something about the sugar or the levels that sort of you just, you know, you have a piece of chocolate in your back, you know, that kind of thing. Could even be linked to diabetes as well, diabetic people that need that insulin, that boost. That's sort of what I'm getting at, but it might not be an actual condition, but certain people may respond to certain foods to sort of pick them up. Okay, so the energy in this relationship is your energy is the creator. So that's really interesting. We had creativity, we had writing, and this is upright. We've got creator. This is the manifestor card. So you, as I said before, you're really bright. You're blooming. You've got so much going on for you in terms of your light and your purpose. But it's almost like there's this big no that we've got here, and this like, you know, this closure. And it's like, what can we do to get you back to this energy over here? Like, what needs to happen to really allow you to thrive in that way? Their energy is moment to moment, so they're just living one day at a time. They might not be thinking too futuristically. Stepping stones are in front of them and they're letting things unfold, which is actually quite a good place to be, because if we're too concerned about the past or the future, we can really miss the present. But maybe in this dynamic, that might not be working for you. This might even be someone who is not really committing, or like, you know, you might be really wanting to take this relationship to the next level. You could also even be married already, but sort of just like feeling like this person isn't like ambitious or doesn't really know where they, like, you've got all this creative, ambitious energy over here, but like they're maybe just not really thinking much about, like, and they might be stagnant in a way. But either way, that is a good energy on its own, but I feel like connected with you right now, it's sort of like conflicting, and it's not really helpful to you. So anyway, the two of you together, we have the Thunderbolt card, and it is reversed. Now, if you're familiar with tarot, this is the Tower card. So it's basically when there is like little growth left in a situation, something dramatic happens to like catapult you to the next level. So generally when I see this could represent something like, you know, we get fired, or we have an accident that isn't dramatic, but it's enough to shake us up, or we, you know, it can represent breakups as well. Something that's almost like unexpected, but when you look back on it, you're like, actually, I could sort of see that coming. I could feel that coming, because all this stuff that I was just ignoring and shoving to the back and just pretending it wasn't there, you know, it was bound to erupt eventually. So again, that's why I don't really want to frighten you, and I don't want to tell you that it's like all going to hell in a handbasket, because that's not my message, because there's certainly potential here, but it's like there has to be a line in the sand, like, and whether that's through you speaking up, through you making a change, like quite a dramatic change too. This could even be like, we need to sell this house, or I need to change my job, or like something has to give. That's what I'm feeling in this dynamic. For it to work and blossom, there has to be a really big change, you know? You might already be feeling that yourself, and you might have even had that conversation, like, you know, if you really want this to work, that something has to give, you know? The overall insight is the understanding card. So this is the bird in the cage and this is reverse. So someone is feeling trapped, someone's not feeling free, and that could be that, like, maybe their energy, because they're not really connected to their past or future, so they're sort of just like going about it. Maybe they're, living paycheck to paycheck. Maybe they're just not, as I said, ambitious, and they're just sort of really, when you're in the water and you're, I was going to say pedaling. What's that word? I'm really losing my words today. And that was really interesting. When I'm not losing them today, but I'm only losing them in this reading to you. It's really weird. It's because when I was tuning into your energy, this person that's around you is like throwing you off. And so it's throwing me off from even saying the right words. But what is that term? When you're pedaling in the water, like, it's such a normal, everyone knows the term. Something water, like treading water, I think is the word. Anyway, I'm losing my mind. So have you felt that though? Have you had brain fog? Have you had moments where, like, you can't really think clearly because you're clouded by someone's energy? That's what I'm sort of getting at here. So all of those cards aside, at the end of the day with this person, you do have the Lovers card. So there is love here. There's great love here. There's a soul connection. You're obviously together for a reason. There's certain lessons and things that are here to unfold. And because I see the Be Patient card, I don't feel like any dramatic change needs to be made right now. But know that something is headed your way if you don't, if you don't put that line in the sand and really do what you can to follow what makes you happy, because your guides will intervene. If you're not following your purpose, they're ruthless, like, in a good sense. They'll come in and, like, if you're wasting time, they'll be like, not today, sailor. They'll really get in your grill. So I think, do yourself a favor and make that call first, whatever that it means to you. So there is promise in this, but this also could be a closure and a completion, because we did have some of those cards as well. Like I said, I never give guidance to directly say that someone should do something, especially in a general reading. So it's up to you to take these messages, feel into it. This could be the confirmation that you needed, or maybe just that boost to make a change so the relationship can come together in a more cohesive fashion. So I hope that helped. If it resonated, if you enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe, because I'll be doing more of these. And if you're listening to this on the day, happy Valentine's Day. As I said at the beginning, these readings are timeless. So if you stumble upon this when it's not Valentine's Day, the message of love is still here for you and is still relevant. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll chat to you later.